Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Earth Check, and today we are looking on matters of moving from point A to B. My name is Amal Kotosi, of course, on your weekly update on matters touching on the environment and stories that move towards ensuring that our environment is bettered for us and also for generations that come after us. And particularly today we are looking on matters concerning e-mobility, that is motion through the alternative from fossil fuels. And behind me is a very lovely vehicle, one that you're going to get to touch base with and understand what it's all about. Of course, as usual, get ready for another engaging and entertaining episode of Earth Check.
Car behind me is an ETA-V. It is 100% electric. Then a 100% electric car, it doesn't have an engine, it doesn't have any tailpipe emissions. It is not a hybrid, so it doesn't have a tank where you can put fuel. So number one, in terms of emissions, this is a zero emission car. The emissions are what cause pollution in the air that cause us to affect the ozone layer. So in terms of climate smart technology, these cars are the leading in climate smart technology. So you travel the same distances you would travel with your normal vehicle, but without the tailpipe emissions. Number two, energy efficiency. So with electric vehicles, we have something called regenerative braking. Let me give you a scenario. In a normal fuel vehicle, you would step on the accelerator and energy is created. When you brake, that energy is lost. With an electric car, when you accelerate, energy is created and drawn from the battery. When you brake, it is converted back and stored, right? So there's no energy loss. So there's no heat produced that just disappears randomly. All the energy is stored back into the battery, which makes your ride even more efficient. So in terms of the climate, these cars are good, especially when they're on the road, when they're running. When the car is on idle in traffic, it's not consuming any energy until it's moving. So in terms of energy consumption, the cars are the best for that. All right, so sustainability is a beautiful word. It has been used for so many different things, but I'll speak on sustainability in terms of consumption. So this vehicle behind me is an ETA. It is an equivalent of 1800cc vehicle, so you can compare them in that level, all right? So with just 20 cars, all right, in 6 months, you're able to offset about 500 tons of CO2 from the environment. Essentially, if you use 1800cc cars, 20 of them for 6 months, you will have put out into the environment about 500 tons of CO2. With these cars, you remove that. That gives you fresher air, it gives you fresher cities. Number 2, sustainability in terms of pollution. There is the air pollution and there is noise pollution. These cars are silent, so there is no noise even as they drive. Number 3, sustainability in terms of livelihoods. Most of the taxi drivers who have this vehicle record higher incomes to their homes. Why? Because number 1, they don't have an extra partner to pay. Number 2, there's no money they're spending on fuel. For an 1800cc car, you'll spend between 4,000, 3,500, 4,000 Kenya shillings per day as a taxi driver. For this, you're spending less than 1,500. So there's more money to your pocket to give you a better livelihood and a better sustainability in terms of the things you can afford and the life you can give to yourself and your family and your children moving forward. In terms of climate, we've already discussed how these vehicles are good for climate. Number 3, when it comes to service, an engine has more than 300 moving parts. This car has less than 50 moving parts. So already in terms of the items that you need to keep this car running, then you've already reduced that by a great amount. So it becomes sustainable even for the person who owns the car and for the people around. So first of all, at Moja EV, we pride ourselves in bringing 100% new vehicles, so they're 0 mileage. Now with the 0 mileage, this battery can last you 18 years without it deteriorating. Then when it begins to deteriorate, you have another 10-15 years before it's completely dead. Okay? So give or take 30 years before this battery has to be discarded. Once it's discarded, we will use what I call the car to microwave technology. When a car is destroyed, the metal from the car is recycled and reused to create your appliances in the house. So your microwaves, etc., come from used vehicles. So the same thing with the battery. Just because the battery doesn't have enough energy to power the car doesn't mean that it doesn't have enough battery storage to power your solar. And when it's too low for the solar, then it can power small appliances in your home. So it just needs to be used different. So your life end of use for one application doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be thrown in the bin. It can be used for a different application that does not require to draw as much power from it, and then to another and another. So by the time you actually need to fully recycle this battery, you have another 100 years to go. So this is a 3.3 kilowatt charger. This 3.3 kilowatt charger is what we call the portable charger because you can carry it. That is the side that goes into the vehicle. You can just open it. Okay, so this goes into the vehicle, and then this part goes into your socket. And you plug in the same way you'd plug in your phone when you're charging it at night. One into the socket and one into the vehicle. So wherever you are in the country, anywhere where people can charge their phone. As you asked about Mandera and Turkana, they have phones, they charge their phones. Where they charge their phone, you can charge your car. All right? Then we have the 7 kilowatt charger that we normally plug in your home. That one you just charge from home. So the Neta V has a battery that is 38.8 kilowatts, which essentially means you're using 38 tokens, which is about 1,000 shillings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
So
you.
1,000 shillings will give you 400 kilometers. Kisumu is 340 kilometers. So if kama unaenda Ushago, if you're going to up country, you just need 1,000 shillings. You and your entire family are at home. And when you get there, you don't have your 7 kilowatt, but you have your 3.3 kilowatt. And since you're not in a hurry to go anywhere after that, you leave it charging When you're ready to come back to Nairobi, you just travel to Nairobi.
All right, I am in a green option, an alternative that is out to safeguard the planet. I love stories about this. I do hope you're also enjoying this particular episode of Earth Check. As we take our first break, we'll be back in a moment as I drive around in this energy-saving green machine that is here to help us save the planet in one way or another.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Wanasema kula uhondo kwa taka matendo, na bila shaka matendo yake yakazaa uhondo. Bidii na panda shuka zake zikamfanya awe mwanga wa dunia.
Pauline Care ni mwalimu wa walimu. Nilijua nilikuwa ninataka kufanya kwa mochari.
Nilijitolea kimasomaso, nikasema manake nimeenda shule kama wenzangu wa kiume, nitafanya kazi kadri na uwezo wangu.
Inafika mahali ile game yenye umesema hiyo ndio naenda ku give up na uachane na boxing, ndio unapata WBC.
Fahamu mwanamke huyu kwa utendeti zaidi ukitazama kipindi cha Mwanamke Mwake Mwake. Kila Jumatano saa 2:30 usiku, ukiwa nami Caroline Kimwele.
Welcome back to Earth Check. We have the option of walking, we have the option of bicycles, and now also the option of driving in a way that we safeguard the environment. This is one episode that I'm very emphatic about and enjoying it. I hope you are as well, as we reel back into the story of why it is key for us to look at green options as key in being able to safeguard our environment. Let's get back to Earth Check.
Climate change ni kitu ambacho tunaangazia sana kama mahakama ya mazingira na ardhi. Sababu zile zinafanya bahari inarudi na maji ya inchi kama lakes inaongezeka. Ni sababu gani? Sababu ya kwanza ni uharibifu wa misitu. Unajua wananchi wengi wanaharibu misitu na hawapandi miti. Kwa hivyo hapa leo tumekuja kuonyesha wananchi njia ya kurekebisha hiyo mambo ya climate change. Na tumekuja hapa kwa upanzi wa miti na pia kusafisha bahari. Mambo mengine environment ni nitakana kuwe na hali safi ya mazingira. Unajua mazingira ikiwa safi, maisha yetu itakuwa pia safi. Kwa Kwa hivyo tutasafisha bahari. Unajua bahari yenyewe inajisafisha, si ndio? Sisi hatuwezi safisha bahari kuliko vile inajisafisha, lakini ikijisafisha inaacha uchafu kwa beach, kando ya bahari. Ndio sababu tumekuja kusafisha hiyo beach. Na wale ambao wanachafua bahari ni sisi wenyewe ndio tunachafua bahari hiyo. Wale wanyama wanaishi ndani ya bahari hawachafui bahari, lakini wale wanyama wanaishi nje ya bahari ndio wanakuja wanachafua bahari. Wanakuja na plastiki. Unaona mtu anakunywa soda ya plastiki anatupa hapo, anakula ice cream anatupa hapo. Wananchi indakana wajue ya kwamba hiyo mtindo ni mbaya sana ya kuchafua mazingira.
Na hapa tukiangalia tuko baharini, na bahari kuna viumbe wengi sana mule ndani ya maji, na hawa viumbe pia wanataka hewa yao iwe safi, wanataka mazingira yao pia yawe masafi, ndio tuwaze kupata big production. Na kwa sababu tunajua sekta ino ya blue economy ama kilimo samawati ni sekta ambayo ni muhimu sana katika kujenga uchumi wa taifa letu la Kenya. Wavuvi wetu lazima mazingira yao ya baharini yawe yako sawa, pia ndio waweze kuvua, wapate samaki wale ambao watatumia kwa chakula, na kile pia watatumia kama kutafuta hazina ama kutafuta fedha za kuhakimu katika maisha yao.
Environmental justice, you ask the judge whether there are cases, cannot work if those cases, if there's no rule of law. People go to court, people get orders, the court says do this, then nobody does. A perfect example is the case of Owino, where money was given, orders were given until Supreme Court, nobody implements. Number two, I want to call on the national government. There must be a debate on natural resources supporting the coastal people. Exactly. If you look at the coastal environment, there are a lot of natural resources. Start from Kilifi, there's a lot of salt that is being mined. Yeah. We are surrounded by the ocean here, but we don't have drinking water. That's a natural resource that is not commensurate to what we get from the natural resource. If you go to Kwale, there are a lot of minerals that are coming, but what does that person in Kwale get? Taita Taveta, over 60% of the land is a national park. What do they get from that national park?
Tumefanya upanzi wa mangrove kule Dongo Kundu. Tunapata kwamba kuna mradi kule uliweza kufanyika, mradi wa masuala ya special economic zone. Katika mradi ule tunapata kwamba kuna uharibifu ambao uliweza kufanyika wakati ule wa masuala ya mangrove. Mangrove nyingi kule ziliweza kusambaratika, zikaweza kuharibika. Lakini tukaona kwamba hipo haja ya kwamba tuone ni njia gani ambayo sisi kama wananchi wa eneo la Likoni tunaweza kurudisha vipi swala lile, ili maeneo yale ambayo tukiangalia vile alivyo kwamba ni maeneo hatari sana, huenda kukatokezea mambo ya mmomonyoko wa udongo, na pia kuweza kuvilinda
Over the years, Rhino Charge has funded and raised over 2.7 billion that has supported wildlife, electric fences in the various areas, like we have been told, Aberdare, Mount Kenya, Eburu Forest, Kakamega, and Eastern Mau. And this is a very noble cause. Your Excellency, we want to thank you for your visionary leadership. You have guided us as the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife. And like you have always told us, we must ensure that communities are at the center of what we are doing. You have enabled us to showcase Kenya.
Addressing guests and participants of the annual Rhino Arc competition in Samburu County, President William Ruto commended Rhino Arc for its long-standing commitment to environmental conservation and the protection of water catchment areas. He said his government will continue working closely with the organization to safeguard the country's critical ecological zones.
The fences you have built, the legacy you have created, must be sustained for generations to come. That is why I'm proud to learn that Rhino Arc has established an endowment fund. And so today, I'm delighted that we will be launching the Rhino Arc Endowment Fund officially. I just want to assure you that the government of Kenya and my administration will work with you as you journey and bring this sport into a very meaningful space of making sure that it contributes to conservation.
The president also expressed his delight at the active participation of young people and children in conservation activities, saying the next generation must be nurtured and guided to care for the environment in order to secure a better future for the nation.
I am also very proud to see in our midst children, your own sons and daughters, whom you have brought along to this difficult terrain so that they too can be mentored, can be trained, can see. This is the spirit, this is the true spirit of family.
At the same time, the head of state pledged that the government will contribute 2 shillings for every 1 shilling provided by the Water Towers Board towards the conservation of forests and water sources.
I understand the board of Rhino Arc has committed Kenya shillings 100 million to this fund. The government of Kenya will double that commitment. And we will do it over 2 years. So for every 1 shilling you have committed, we will commit 2 shillings.
Rhino Charge is an annual 4-wheel drive motorsport event designed to raise funds for environmental and wildlife conservation. The money generated through the event has helped protect critical ecosystems such as the Aberdare's Mount Kenya and the Mau Forest, while also reducing human-wildlife conflict. Today's award ceremony marked the conclusion of this year's Rhino Charge, which remains one of Kenya's largest and most successful conservation fundraising events. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
When addressing residents who had gathered for the celebrations, Environment, Climate Change and Forestry Cabinet Secretary Deborah Mlongo Barasa noted the world is currently facing a triple threat planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss and pollution. The World Environment Day celebrations were organized by the National Environment Management Authority NEMA. Leaders at the event also recognized the contribution of local communities in environmental conservation efforts, including tree growing and the protection of natural resources.
Equally important is our commitment to ecosystem restoration. Through the presidential 15 billion tree growing program, Kenya is restoring degraded landscape, rehabilitating critical towers, enhancing biodiversity, improving water security, and creating green jobs. Today, millions of trees have already been planted in Mau Forest, Aberdare, Mount Kenya, Cherangani, Mount Elgon, and many other ecosystems. These efforts are contributing directly to our national target of increasing tree cover and strengthening climate resilience.
According to the CS, communities across the globe are already experiencing the effects of climate change through prolonged droughts, floods, and other extreme weather activities.
These interventions are helping reduce emissions while strengthening economic competitiveness. In the agriculture sector, which contributes significantly to our national economy, we are supporting farmers through climate-smart agriculture, improved weather forecasting, effective irrigation technologies, drought-tolerant crops, agroforestry, and climate advisory services. These measures are enhancing food security while building resilience against climate shocks.
Additionally, she noted that Kenya remains among the leading countries championing climate action and environmental conservation.
We continue to expand clean energy solutions, support renewable energy investments, and promote clean cooking technologies that are reducing emissions while creating jobs and improving household livelihoods.
The World Environment Day celebrations concluded with renewed calls for environmental protection, sustainable resource management, and increased community participation in climate action initiatives across the country.
Action. That is what is needed for us to be able to transform and be able to better our environment. Particularly today in our episode, we've been able to gauge various aspects and various options that we have in ensuring that we are able to, one, move and still do our daily things, everything that we do on a daily basis, our businesses, our moving from point A to point B, but at the same time, while doing it in a way that is friendly to our environment. Of course, it has been one that is coming to a wrap with me, Malukutosi, right here on Earthcheck. And of course, I also engage you to be able to give us an invitation. There might be an event or something that you would want us to highlight on this particular program. Be sure to share with us through our social medias handles at KUTV_Kenya, and of course, KUTV Kenya. You can be able to reach out to me at _Malukutosi on the X platform, and we can be able to have a good one in being able to make the environment a better place, not only for us, but also for generations that come after us. Until the next episode of Earthcheck, keep it green, keep it safe. It's up to you.